Some things, especially for parents in Broward County this morning. All schools in the county abruptly closed overnight because of these flooding conditions impacting those areas.
Yeah, we found out just before midnight when those emails went out. Right now, we do have emergency management for Broward County schools on the phone. Tony Barnes joining us. Tony, I mean, this decision was made very, very late. How did you guys kind of finalize we're shutting down schools just before midnight when many of us had already gone to sleep?
Well, actually, the decision was made just before 11 p.m., right around 10-something when the decision was made. And that decision came based on the increasing dangers that were being posed to our schools. We became aware that our schools were taking on water, that there were very dangerous conditions in many of our schools in that southeast quadrant of the county. We had schools experiencing severe flooding that made it. The water made its way into the hallways, into the classrooms. Schools such as Olson Middle, Addix Middle, Bethune Elementary, Crosop Park, those schools were severely impacted by flooding. Not only was the water had made its way into the schools became inaccessible to parents. Parents attempting to pick up their students, staff members attempting to leave campuses. They were unable. They were trapped in their cars. We had to call Fire Rescue to assist some parents out of their cars to get them into the schools because they were trapped. So the safety and security of our staff and students is our top priority. So therefore, we're not going to put our students in harm's way or our staff members in harm's way. So it was very important that as the night continued and the situations became more and more dangerous, that we made that decision to not put our students and staff in harm's way this morning by closing schools.
Tony, I'm sure you saw all sorts of reports yesterday. What specifically, what kind of things were you seeing in your schools that made it really dangerous for some of those students?
Well, like I said, the water coming in, we had a couple of roof leaks, and you know water is very heavy on the roof, so we don't know how severely damaging those roofs are, and never want to put a situation where we have students and staff in those schools to be, a roof collapse or something of that nature. So what we're going to do after we made our decision to close schools, we are going to conduct comprehensive assessments this morning of every one of our schools to ensure that they're safe before allowing our staff and students to return back to the school. So hopefully, weather permitting, because again, we're supposed to get another round of storms this afternoon, weather permitting, we want to have an update for our parents and our staff and students by 3 p.m. today.
I have to imagine with more rain on the way, and I mean, the email that went out to all of us parents said 20 inches of rain in some spots in Broward County, which was shocking to hear about during those overnight hours. There's a chance school could be shut down again tomorrow. I mean, I remember, was it Hurricane Ian when we had 2 days of school closed? And I mean, some spots, this is worse than that, depending on where you're located. So should we be on high alert that we could be facing another day of closed schools?
Well, we're going to do those assessments today. And again, this morning at daybreak, we'll start doing those assessments at our school. And we're going to make that decision. We're going to make the decision that's best for our staff and students. So if it calls for schools to be closed tomorrow, again, it's going to be predicated by our assessments, our comprehensive assessments that will be completed today.
Okay, Tony Barnes, the Director of Emergency Management for Broward Schools, on with us this morning, going over the decision to close schools to keep students and staffers safe. And the process today, which will be trying to figure out just how much damage was done. Stay tuned, Broward County, for what may happen tomorrow. We'll keep you posted as the developments come in. Tony Barnes, thank you so much for joining us here this morning.
All right. Remember, you can follow the forecast by downloading our Local 10 Weather Authority app. Just scan the QR code on your screen right now to get updates from our team of certified meteorologists. We'll be right back.